Welcome back to Vegas Live with Ninon. I'm trying to get myself all settled, but then I don't have to be perfect either, do I? Do I have to be really on all the time? No, I don't have to be on all the time. Do I have to be on all the time?
You are.
Nicole,
Gorgeous.
this is Nicole Vegas. Now, we had her on our show before. This woman is so talented. Now, I mean, you're normally very, very pretty women with great figures and great everything normally don't have a brain.
There's some that do.
Well, there are some.
Yeah,
There are some, but this is one right here. You are amazing. You've been in the armed forces. You've been in the police department. What are you up to now?
And my favorite.
What's your favorite?
Can I share what I did yesterday? And it was fantastic.
Of course you can share. This is your show.
Yeah, and you have another guest that's coming on, Jason Velez, that came with me. So Shauna Gonzalez from the Project for Humanities just had a grand opening. I got to meet fellow helpers, and it's just wonderful. So the platform that I'm building for the acting.
Yes. Oh, you're building a platform for acting? I didn't know this, so this is all news. This is fabulous.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So you're building a platform for actors. What sort of platform are you building? Is it in the film industry, or is it right across the board? Models, commercials, films?
Actually, I guess it's across the board. But it's more for the nonprofits. So when I got to see you on the carpet for the 777 Film Challenge, wasn't it wonderful that they had those nonprofits that they gave back to?
Yeah, we just did the Lucky Seven, and it's all sevens. It's absolutely fabulous. I actually interviewed 4 different films, and the cast of them, producers and directors, but everything they did and the money they made went to some charity.
Wasn't it wonderful that they were giving back?
A lot of them were for animals, and I love animals. In fact, I watch TikTok. Yes, I do. I watch TikTok and see some of these animal rescue things where a regular person just sees a dog's, some of these sites. So I think for the money.
They gave it to Heaven Can Wait and
yes,
Society.
Heaven Can Wait. Yeah.
I wasn't able to make it the second day. So I do have 100 pounds of dog food that I'm going to drop off to support the nonprofits that the Lucky 7 Film Challenge was doing. So that part I love. So anybody that is in any movie production that wants to help out nonprofits, that's how you get me.
That's how you, okay.
That's how you get me.
Well, that's why I'm your friend.
Because
I help everyone. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We help whoever we can help. Animals are hopeless. Hopeless and helpless. No, they're helpless because they rely on human beings to feed them, to clothe them, because they need clothes these days because it gets cold, and they need to be, their fur needs to be taken. I mean,
finding out the fellow helpers in our community has been really imperative. And then I know with having a platform, then when you're getting seen more on TV, commercials, movies, whatever you're doing,
absolutely.
If you can build that platform to inspire, mentor, bring people together,
absolutely.
That part, isn't it amazing, that part?
So anytime you would like me to come to one of your functions, fundraisers, I'll come there just to sponsor and just to help them.
Oh my gosh,
yeah,
you're amazing, she's amazing, as I slip off this chair. Off the chair.
Yeah, anytime you want me to come over and just say a couple of words to everybody and help them, and I'll do that for you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Yes,
and that's where I felt that we keep seeing each other, meeting each other, because we are in the similar circle of giving back and building the community to a better platform of raising that vibration.
Now, you are married.
I am married.
And your husband obviously agrees with all this.
Yeah, he supports me.
He supports you.
If
he didn't, he wouldn't be there.
Or I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing.
Yes.
So he supports everything that I've done in the community, and then also learning the acting, which I now have done 1 year with.
Only a year. 1 year of
but it's been a lot.
Of learning how to act.
Well, I have not. No, you're not. You're in the class that I learned with Paul Campanella yesterday.
Oh, Paul Campanella is the greatest. He's one of the best in town.
And to bring up, he actually has a show going on at the Italian American Club this month. I'm going to see you, Paul Campanella. You're awesome. As an acting coach too, but he sings
as a person
very well.
as well. Yes, he's a very good singer. But he's a lovely man too. He's a very good. He's a very giving man, but he's also a great teacher.
Well, he told me, he goes, Nicole, you're acting. You can't get caught acting in acting. Do you like
can't
that?
get caught acting in acting. Do you know, it's the funny thing, actors, and not many of them can get it. You have to be real as of a person, just be yourself, but then you've also got to play that part that you're portraying.
Yes.
And that's the hardest thing to do because you've got to be normal.
Organic. It has to come organic.
Organic.
So when I was in class yesterday, I blasted myself on Facebook. Going, well, I didn't do well. I got caught acting. So I was too much of this. And they don't want this. They want more of this giving out the energy.
Yes.
And
Well, more natural. How would you do? I mean, I talk with my hands a lot, but that's what I do.
Too. So do I. That's why we're hitting each other. We're going to be caught, and we both talk with our hands.
Yes, but in acting,
are you Italian at all?
I don't know. Well, we're telling the story. No. We think we're telling the story, and if we can't move our hands, and I could not be like this. You know,
this would be hard, wouldn't this?
Hi, Nicole, how are you doing?
Without moving our hands, we would just be talking with our heads a lot. Yeah.
I could never do that. No, because I was watching some of my interviews, and I've got these hands going, but I can't help it.
I love it because it brings in that audience. I just love how you.
Fortunately, I don't have to act on my own show.
Yeah, because you were just organic. This is you.
I'm definitely me. Some people like it and some people don't. But you can't please everybody in the world. You just can't. And don't try to do that because it'll never happen.
The right people will connect to you and support you.
The people that are supposed to connect to me will connect. The people supposed to connect to you will connect.
And you gave me so much good advice too on last time with sets and going with the flow.
Go with the flow. Yeah,
I am sharing something that I want to share.
Ease up.
Just a couple things. My friend Jason, which he'll be talking to, he's going to have his upcoming production at City Angels, and then I'm also working with Sean Phillips.
Okay.
And Laura and Francisca, and it's called Mistletoe Massacre. I know. Does that sound like?
Well, it sounds like Christmas. No, it sounds like Christmas.
But a massacre of Christmas. We'll see how that goes. I'm really excited.
Saying Merry Christmas has been a very dodgy thing, but I didn't know it would turn into a massacre.
I know, right? So I'm excited to go to California and then meet up with some other talents. And
now, are you in that one?
I will be involved. Yes.
You'll be you say involved.
Yes. Yes. They're doing the script right now. Yes.
Okay, so you will be playing.
Not caught acting. It'll be more improv. I think they liked. Oh my goodness! I will be caught acting in it. I'm hoping they give me a really good part where I
can nail it.
Nailed it, and also I want something that's action.
Action. You definitely need action, but also she needs a part playing kind of yourself, who you are, and often when you go.
I do have that coming up this weekend. Angel Cortez has I think it's called Behind the Walls, and I'm going to be a female cop. And it has to do with domestic violence.
How to do.
I know.
Now wait a second. This pretty young lady, Nicole Vegas, was a cop, but a real cop in time.
Yes.
How long were you a cop?
It was only a year. And I did get to run into my friend, and she's actually a TAC officer running the police academy in Henderson. That's fantastic. So I'm hoping to do some scenarios with her for practicing for the cadets that are in there.
How was it being a woman? Because, this women part thing we're getting better and better. But I always like women to be women and men to be men. And let's not mix this up. Women are completely different to men, how they think, what they do, and the strength.
Well, some of the people did, they would self-protect, like, oh, you mom people too much. I care. I am a mom. I've been a mom for over 20 years.
You're a woman.
Yes. And so
women have children and become a mom. Hello.
And so we do care. We care.
Of course you care.
And then, or they'd be like, You're really aggressive for a female. So I'm like, I'm assertive. I always change that. You know how you say that?
I love that. I would probably say, yes, I am aggressive.
I'm assertive.
No, I'm assertive. Or your politeness on that.
When I was in the military, I didn't have the makeup. I had my hair chopped really short. So they would say, thank you, sir. So when I went into law enforcement.
So wait a second. She keeps bringing up all these different things, and I keep not forgetting them all, but I just can't keep up with her. Now, the military. How long so you were in the military before the police force?
That's over 2 decades ago. That was a while ago. But I was deployed to Saudi, and I had my M60.
Now we've got to figure out how old Nicole is. She's what, 26 and holding?
Yes. Do you like that? I'm like, yes,
I'm 39 and holding. So
you're doing great. 39 and 26 and a half, actually. I don't want to say 27.
Okay, 27. All right, okay. How long were you in the military?
I did over
which one?
2 years Air Force.
Air Force. Did you become a pilot?
No, my older son is a pilot, and the other one's training to be a pilot.
I'm getting so complicated here because you just don't look like you have an older son in the Air Force.
This lighting is fantastic, isn't it?
I
can't see beyond anything.
But wait a second. She looks good without the lighting too, so you know.
Thank you.
So in the Air Force, going back a couple of decades, is something more women are in the Air Force now than they've ever been. How was it for you then?
It was an adjustment. it was just, we had co-ed flights, and I think some people were a little condescending. They didn't want to take any authority from a female. So I think that's where I got assertive.
Yes, and that's where she got the word from anyway, whether she did or whether she didn't. That's her favorite word, assertive.
But I love others who do support the military. Yes. My 2 older boys, the one is already in. He's a captain. He's a pilot. The other one has his pilot permit, so he's not fully there. His 3rd year ROTC at UNLV. So I want to share too, if there's anybody that needs any volunteering, please connect to Ninon, Maria, me on Facebook, Nicole Vegas, and they have over 100 cadets that can volunteer, give back to the community. I know Shade Tree is having an event where I might be an Easter Bunny again. I did it for Project for Humanities, but it was really hot in that suit. I could only last 2.5 hours, and I couldn't see anything out of there. But
I would hate that.
But it's for the children. But it was for the children, and they loved it. High fives. But there was like, oh, you're only in it for 2.5 hours.
So how many children do you have?
We have 2, but I've raised 3.
You have 2. You raised 3. So did your husband have a child?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And how did that work out? Was it good?
For his marriage, they were married for a year, but some people choose.
Some things happen.
Yeah, that probably infidelity. Shame for people like that. But it was lucky for me because I met a wonderful guy, and he's wonderful. He supports me and everything. And a lot of people are like, "What does your husband do?" And I said, "Joke around, not enough, but he loves me."
Doesn't do.
What does he do? He takes care of me.
He takes care of me.
He gave me stability.
Enough.
Is that okay? Homeland Security. So he's at the airport. Nothing. It's great because if you're running late.
Can you hold the plane up a second?
Yes,
just
can.
Give me an extra 10 minutes, please. Sorry, we've got to hold up. There's a bird in the air.
Something's going on. Probably more than that. People lose a lot of money out here. So there's a lot of crisis. They don't have any money. There's a lot of stories that goes on there.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, there is. They lose everything. They come home to.
You know something, Nicole? Out of everything you've done in your life, what's the one thing? Probably more than one, but there's got to be one thing that you really enjoyed, and you felt you achieved, and you felt really good about it. What was that?
Besides maintaining my family, is connecting other people to each other and giving them hope and direction and inspiring them. So that part, I know there's a purpose.
You must do a lot of that in Vegas because Vegas, we've got this gambling thing, so it's a little bit sort of dodgy.
Well, it's not just the gambling, and there's domestic violence, and there's abuses, and then there's the children are going through a lot of issues. So it's just connected.
Did you see a lot more of it with the epidemic, with what went on with COVID-19?
What I've seen with that is a lot of people panic because there's a lot of places shutting down, so they didn't get the money or resources or food. And there's maybe elderly that were by themselves, and so they couldn't get the. A lot of people reach out to me from outside the state, and I was able to connect them. And everywhere I pass, I always share information, especially when I'm listening. They're like, "Oh, I ran out of this. I don't have this."
And you try to find a place where they can go and get it, or you get.
Well, I volunteered.
You've got
so many
all
places.
those connections.
There's a lot of nonprofits out there.
So this is a number, Nicole Vegas. This is a number and a place to remember because if anything, you really need something. This is definitely.
And even
you can help.
Not just from the nonprofits, even with the acting, when people are just starting off, there's do's and don'ts. Like
so you're helping. Yes, and there's many do's
everywhere.
And
don'ts. I'm like, what do you need from me? I had my friend Judy making fun of me because when I was on sets, she's like, "You're the mom, Mary Poppins." I was like, "I have everything in my bags." I'm like, what do you need? And I will help you.
But that's typical you. But she helps truly from her heart. I mean, she doesn't want anything for it. She wants nothing.
No.
How can anybody reach you? Nicole Vegas, I guess that's it.
Yes, Nicole Vegas
just
on
go to
Facebook.
Instagram,
I do Facebook.
And all the medias and everything.
Or anything, just follow me on Maria, and any kind of questions, you can always tag me, let me know, and I will just
in touch with Maria Pureza. That is the name out there for Vegas Live with Ninon. You get in touch with that name, nothing can go wrong. She has 100% my back. She also has 100% of control of all my companies because she's kind of taken them all in. And I'm like, okay, what's happening here and what's happening there? And she said, "Oh, no, Nina, don't worry about the look." I love it. I got something.
And this is a beautiful place. Where are we?
We're at the Mariposa. This is the Mariposa restaurant. Actually, it's a Mexican cuisine. It's really, really upper class and fine.
It is.
We have lunch, as I said before. We have a happy hour. We have dinner. It's a great place to bring romance.
They have nice little photo ops too here, and bands. Yeah, this looks beautiful.
She's
here.
good, isn't she? We got a band. We got a photo op. I didn't know anything about the photo op. You just
he showed it me. I was like, you know what? Anywhere there's good lighting, take that opportunity, take that picture.
Then the blondes will be there.
You better believe it. We will be pictured wherever there's lights. So if you don't have those lights up,
we don't want to know. It's like people say, you want to take a selfie. I said, did you ever take a selfie of me? Ever. I don't like selfies.
Well,
do you know why? Looks like a selfie.
These lighting though, this is where it's at. This is.
Thank you for watching Vegas Live with Ninon. We'll be right back with our next guest.
Thank you.